Alright everybody, this video has been long and waiting. I dropped a video a week or two ago, a couple weeks ago on the Easy Cast by Ike Iconelli. Well, it's an Abu Garcia. They just put his name on it. Ike didn't probably have a thing to do with it. A lot of people had shown me videos or sent me links and stuff. It actually came from, I think the original design came from Shakespeare, and then Abu bought it out and all that good stuff. But I want to talk about it a little bit, and we're going to do a few things. I had a bunch of comments on the thing. People were ragging me about it. There were some people were like, you're doing it wrong. Some people were like, that thing's junk, etc., etc. But I want to talk. I don't make videos like this very often, but I'm going to grab the rod real quick. All right, guys. This is the Mike Iconelli Easy Cast rod that I'd fish with. If y'all are new and just seeing this video, I'm going to leave a link. You can go back and watch the original video. When I made the video about this thing, it was right out of the box. My buddy had bought this rod for like $40-something at Walmart, and I had got it, and I thought, well, I'm gonna make a video on it. I didn't think I'd get a lot of views. I didn't know anything. I just done it just for the heck of it, because it's kind of to me, an ultralight kind of fishing deal. You know, it's got it's a medium light rod. It's short. I actually like the rod, but it was just the thing that I just done. So I took it at face value. Like a lot of people who would probably be at Walmart when they would buy this rod, you know, not everybody's going to do a ton of research on it. Some people are going to see it and they're going to be like, oh, my son wants to do this, or my wife, or etc., etc. They're just going to buy it. They're not going to like make a bunch of videos or look a bunch of videos up. I mean, some people do. I kind of do when I'm researching something. I'm very interested in it. I will. But I'm just taking it at face value how I seen it. I didn't research it. I just went out and fished with it. There was no instructions on the box telling you how to rig this thing. Like how you're supposed to put it through that thing and over that, and like nothing. Never said. So I didn't know how it worked. I just thought you put it through like traditional and that thing flapped around. I'm trying to get it has a backlash in it. So yeah. But I want y'all to see something too. Like when I pull, that is all the way down, buttoned down. That's how tight those bearings are. I'm gonna rig it like it's supposed to be rigged, over the thing and all that. So that's what I'm getting ready to do now. But what I'm trying to say is a lot of people just buy it for face value. They won't know how it works or anything. They'll just take it out. They don't have no diagram on that little box or anything showing you how it works. Then that's their first mistake. Honestly, as tight as these bearings are, I don't think it's gonna work when I put it over this. I think it's gonna make it worse, and etc. And we're going to talk about that as well. But let's rig it up real quick how it's supposed to be rigged up. Alright guys, I pulled this thing back through so that way you can see how it's supposed to be. How you're supposed to rig it is there's a little pin right there, and you got to go in between that pin. First I got to be able to pull it out. Alright, you got to go in between that pin right there. Right in between that pin. And that's it. And then you go down under that pin and through the hole. It's a pain in the butt, the way you rig this thing. And that, when you rig it that way, this thing's a nightmare. When you rig it that way, it's supposed to, I guess that backlash thing's supposed to help you with backlashing. But honestly, guys, I mean, I see what this rod was made for. I get it. I know a lot of people buy it because they're wanting to use a bait caster, but I'm going to give you a little word of advice. If you're a teenager, or you're a young adult, or you're an old man, I mean, whoever you are, just use a regular bait caster. Get a regular bait caster. Oh, I got scared. A bear was coming up on me. That might freak me out. There's something on. I was like, oh, Lord. But what I was trying to say is just get a regular bait caster. You know, things like, this thing's kind of like training wheels, you know. You're better off just using a regular bait caster and learning how to cast with it. Oh, thank you, God. I finally got it through there. Yeah, I did it. Woo! Deserve a medal for that. But you turn it on or off or on, I don't know. It goes over that little, in between that pin and the piece of plastic, and down under the other pin and back into the hole. That's a hell of a thing to do. And I had a lot of people give me grief. They're like, it ain't casting right because you didn't put it through that. That don't matter. I'm going to tell you all right. That did not matter in the castability. I'll tell you exactly what's wrong with this rod and why it doesn't cast well. It's due to the bearings. Whether they're seized, they're bad, they're cheap. They probably come from God knows where. They might not even be real bearings. I don't know. But that's what I'm trying to say. I was saying earlier, I was like, you know, if you're getting into, if you're a young adult, even a kid, you know, a young teenager, an old man, you're trying to learn how to use a bait caster, get a regular bait caster. Just get a regular bait caster. Don't use this thing. This is made for kids, young adult, like young kids and stuff like that. Somebody who fishes every now and then and just wants to go out and use a bait caster. That's what this thing's used for. Your castability and everything's not going to be... Now, granted, this may be a faulty model, which seems to be an occurrence, because if you go look at the reviews on this thing, there's a lot of people talking about it. I'll take a screenshot about it. The bearings are bad. Now, whether there are some good models and the people that were giving me such a hard time have a good one without bad bearings. Let's put something big on here, like a frog. Hold on. All right, guys. We're just going to throw a square bill. It's a 1.5 KVD square bill. I mean, run-of-the-mill square bill right here. So nice up here today. I mean, this is quiet. It's peaceful. Very quiet, peaceful. All right, guys. Got a KVD square bill tied on here. I got it in easy cast mode. Let's give it a throw just to see what it does. It throws. Backlash thing is set to on. All right, guys. I'm gonna switch over real quick to the chest strap. We're gonna throw this thing around for a minute and check it out. All right, guys. Got this thing tied on here. This bearing system, it just doesn't work on this reel. It doesn't, but because it's not really designed to, I don't think. You know, this is this rod works. You can catch fish. I proved it in my last video. We got it rigged up like it's supposed to be rigged up. It casts. It just don't cast far. Does it backlash? No, not at all. Does it backlash? So if you don't really care about how far you're casting, and your prime, you know, your prime problem is backlash, and you're just having a hard time and you just don't want to try to learn to use a regular bait caster, or you have a regular bait caster and it's just been giving you a lot of problems, and it doesn't matter to you, you only fish every now and then, it's not a big deal, then yeah, this works. I guarantee you catch fish on it. I know you catch fish on it. I caught fish on it. What I was stating when I first got it, though, one, I had no idea how it worked. And when I first got it, and I first used it, now after I used it through the day, it got to where it would cast a lot better. But when I first started casting with it, it was junk. It wouldn't go 2 foot. And it still doesn't go very far. I don't know what I'm getting out of it. Not much. I mean, it's going out. Now, if you want, you got a young adult, a young kid, 9, 8, 7, running around the boat, 2, 3, I don't know, and he wants to use something like this, I mean, it looks to par. It looks like a bait caster, everything. And it doesn't backlash. And you can throw it, and it ain't backlashing. So the functionality of what it's used for works. All I was stating in the other video is, as a person who has tons of bait casters and fishes all the time, to me, this thing's garbage. And I may admit it's some people the wrong way. There may be some people who, you know, went out and bought it and they really want it to work right and they're just upset about it. But it does work. It just doesn't work well for what, you know, what I'm used to. But for a kid sitting here on the side of the boat, drifting down the bank, or a young guy, or even an adult who doesn't fish much and doesn't want to deal with the stuff, then yeah, it's not that bad. But we're about to compare it to something else that only cost $15 more than what this cost. And that is this combo from the same place, Walmart. Same company, Abu Garcia. This is the Black Max with 5 bearings. This was $15 more. I think it was like right at 55, 60 bucks, something like that, from Walmart. Not much more than this. It's got a longer rod. It's got a 6.6 medium rod and the Abu Garcia Black Max. This has 10-pound trilene already spooled on, so you do get line with this rod already. I'm gonna spool some 10-pound fluorocoat from P-Line on here. Exact same line. All right, guys. Got the Abu all rigged up. Let's check the tension. Tension is tight. I'm gonna leave it tight though, because that'd be about how someone, you just get it to where when you're first learning to cast one of these things, you want to get it, let me see if the light's better here. You want to get it to where the bait, when you twist this, just barely falls. Just barely. Now as you get better, I'll have it just ripped down. It doesn't bother me because I learned my thumb. We're gonna put this thing all the way on max. Is that max? I think that's max. Let's see here. That's on max. So I got it all the way maxed out. Max brake, max. Max, pretty much max. I mean, you want to make it to where it's just, you got a little bit of a drop. You just, let's see how much further this throws. We're getting about the same distance. A little bit more. I think we're getting a little more distance out of this Black Max than we were. Using the same kind of KVD square bill. Pretty much the exact same one. Bought at the same period of time that one was. Just a little different color. And we're getting a little bit more of a cast. And I'm not touching. I'm going to show y'all. With me turning that brake all the way up and that tensioner where it's at, I'm not even touching the spool with my thumb when I throw it. Not at all. It's way off here. I'm not used to it. I want to, but I'm not. So I've got it. Is that a fish? God, I thought for a second I was like, man, I done got a fish on this thing. Just cast it here. Damn it. I'm snagged. I'm trying to make this video. I'm trying to teach y'all something. I don't ever make videos like this, but I'm trying to let y'all know that it's all about kind of how you, damn it, I got this giant tree limb up here now. Alright, damn, we're having technical difficulty. I'm casting in the wind too. I'm sitting here, it's moderately windy, blowing straight into me. Got the knob turned, I mean, it ain't even really, I could turn it down just a hair. It'd move a little bit better. Max on the drag, on the centrifugal drag. Hitting this, I'm just barely touching this as I throw it. There it goes. Now I got a little bit of a blow up, but if you put your thumb there and just pull that line, blow up's gone. Let's do it again. I'm sitting here explaining. But yeah, guys, that's it. Take it into the wind, put my finger there as I throw it, leave it off. As it hits, it's gonna put a little bit, but that drag is set so good. But the moral of what I'm saying is, yeah, right now it's casting the same distance. But this is the best way to have training wheels. Having some big thing on here that flops up and down, if you're learning, is not good. So now what we're going to do is we're going to set that drop to drop a little bit more. Now it's falling a little bit better. I'm going to take that drag, or that centrifugal drag there with that plate, and we're going to turn it around a few more knots. We're not quite to half. Now let's throw it again. Look how much more distance we're getting there. Getting quite a bit more distance than we were. Way more distance than what we're getting with that thing. Well, not way, but about another, I'd say 4 foot maybe. I don't know. We'll cast it again here in a minute because it's been a minute since I cast it. I had to rig this thing up. Cast it again. Not going to touch this. Now we got to get a little blow up there. Now we hold our finger and pull on that line. Get that blow up to go away. Always keep your thumb there when you're doing that. It makes it easier. So grab that line and reel it. But as you get to this point, you can learn and go up. But what you want to do now, when you get to where the brake's, off a little bit and you got that line move a little bit more, when you put that thumb there and get ready to cast, always just keep it just barely rubbing. Your thumb will get smooth for casting these bait casters all the time, I'm telling you. Take that, put your thumb there, and just keep it there and let it just slide over it nice and easy. And then when it gets to the end of where you want it to drop, which I'm not paying attention, I'll show y'all now. Put your thumb back down. Keep it from blowing up. What's causing it to blow up is it's hitting that water before you're stopping that spool. See, I stopped at that time, and it's fine. Look how much further it's casting. So let's come off that brake even more. So now we're getting up into where you've been playing the game for a little while, and you getting better at it. So we'll drop that brake way down. Let that thing cruise quite a bit. Take that brake there, go up to half. Now let's throw it. Look how much further that's going out through there. So much further. We're getting it way out there. These Black Maxes, for inexpensive reels, they cast far. They have good bearings. I don't know what it is. I got that other Black Max sent into the show by Open Air Fish Market, and that thing slings. But what I was trying to teach here, the moral of the story is, instead of going out and buying, if you're an adult or young adult, instead of going out and buying something just because it has some fancy function on it to help you cast better, is not a good idea. You'd be better off buying something like this, learning the right way, instead of trying to figure out some way. Now, let's switch back to this thing. Look at that. That's all you're ever going to get out of it. Right there. Does it backlash? No. Does it cast far? Not a chance. Will it cast far in the future? Not a chance. This is as good as it gets. As far as it goes, and as good as you're ever going to get with this thing. Unfortunately. All right, guys. Well, the moral of the story is this works. It does work. It just doesn't work well. But it may work well for the person that's using it. If you have a wife or young kid or someone like that, and they want to use a bait caster, but it's a challenge, this is great. If you're a new angler and you're learning to fish, you're young, old, it doesn't matter, and you want to learn the bait caster, go with something like this. Just go through the trials and tribulations of learning how to do it. Follow my steps there. They're simple steps. Everybody shows it on here. You're better off going this route than this route, in my opinion. These are all my opinion. This works. It just doesn't work well for me and what I like. And I gave it a rough time to begin with, but they could have been a little bit more specific on the way to rig it, even though it really didn't change anything from me fishing it. It is a youth rod, so I didn't expect much. But to me, when I first got it, it was so tight and so hard on me, I couldn't cast it a foot. As I used it for a while, it loosened up. But if you're wanting to learn and all that stuff, spend the extra 20 bucks. Get a little bit better rod, a little bit better reel. Black Max is way better reel than that. It's actually a great reel for the price. But I appreciate y'all for watching these videos. If you're new to this channel and you're watching this video, hit that like and subscribe button. We make fishing videos. They're not always the best videos, but we do make them. I appreciate y'all for watching. I'll see y'all later, as always. Take it easy. See y'all.